through Eau Rouge, actually, to Prix saying that Huon is a more interesting. Oh, there's a big crash there. There's a car who lost it. Car has lost it on the way in. Oh, no. Oh, that's a horrible accident. That is a horrible accident.
Hello there, and welcome back. An annual amount of roughly $20 to $35 million is spent only on the F1 tracks to ensure the safety of F1 events. At number 5, we got 1961 Italian Grand Prix tragedy. On September 10, 1961, on the second lap of the race at Monza, as the two cars, Ferrari 1.56 and Lotus 21, approached the Parabolica curve, Von Trips and Clark made contact. Von Trips moved over while Clark was attempting to overtake him, leading to the collision. Von Trips' Ferrari became airborne, crashing into a wire fence where spectators were densely packed. The impact killed Von Trips and 15 spectators, making it one of the worst accidents in Formula One history. The crash made FIA banning Formula One from competing on circuits with such banked corners. It also highlighted the inadequate safety measures for spectators at the time. At number 4, we got 1973 Dutch Grand Prix tragedy. It is remembered for the accident of British racing driver Roger Williamson. Roger Williamson was a talented young British driver, a two-time British Formula 3 champion, and was competing in only his second Formula 1 Grand Prix at the time. He was just 25 years old. On July 29, 1973, on the 8th lap of the race at the Zandvoort circuit, Williamson's March 731 suffered a suspected tyre failure. His car pitched into the barriers at high speed, flipped upside down, and was catapulted about 300 yards across the track before coming to rest against the barriers. Engulfed in flames, Williamson was not seriously injured by the impact itself, but he was trapped upside down in the burning car. Fellow driver David Purley, who witnessed the crash, immediately stopped his car and ran across the live racetrack to assist Williamson. He tried desperately to turn the car upright by himself and then grabbed a fire extinguisher from a marshal. But his efforts were in vain. The fire was too intense, and Purley was unable to right the car or extract Williamson. The track marshals at the scene were poorly trained and equipped. There was only a single, insufficient fire extinguisher available. Disturbingly, the race was not stopped and continued under a local yellow flag. Many drivers, seeing Purley trying to put out a fire, mistakenly believed it was his car that had crashed and that he had escaped unharmed, so they did not stop to help. It took 8 minutes for a fire truck to travel around the circuit with the flow of race traffic. By the time the car was eventually righted and the fire extinguished, Roger Williamson had died.
Why did nobody come to your help?
Well, you must remember that I just climbed out of a racing car. My blood was up. He was a very good friend of mine.
Why do you think it took the fire engine so long to get here?
It's got to be looked into. It's because, there's just something wrong. I think possibly the race should have been stopped so that the fire engine could come around at full speed. He seemed to be hugging the curb, obviously because the cars were still coming through at racing speeds, virtually. I think the race should have been stopped.
At number 3, we have the 1977 South African Grand Prix tragedy. Held at Kyalami on March 5, 1977, is tragically remembered for the fatal accident involving British Formula One driver Tom Pryce. During the race, shadow driver Renzo Zorzi pulled off the track with a small fire in his car. Two marshals, despite not having permission, ran across the track to assist. One marshal, 19-year-old Frederick Jansen, was carrying a large fire extinguisher. At the same moment, Tom Pryce, driving his Shadow DN8, came over a blind rise at approximately 270 km per hour. Another driver, Hans Stuck, saw Jansen and managed to avoid him. However, Pryce, who was directly behind Stuck's car, could not see the marshal and struck him at full speed. The impact instantly killed Jansen. The fire extinguisher he was carrying was ripped from his grasp and struck Tom Pryce directly in the head. The force of this impact was immense, wrenching Pryce's helmet upward and causing instantaneous death. Pryce's car, with him dead at the wheel, continued down the straight and came to a halt against catch fencing and a concrete wall. The incident was a horrific and deeply shocking event in Formula One history, resulting in the deaths of both the young marshal and the promising driver, Pryce. At number 2, we got the 1970 Italian Grand Prix tragedy. On September 5, 1970, during a qualifying session for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, Jochen Rindt suffered a fatal accident. He was driving his Lotus 72, which was running in a loop downforce, wingless configuration to achieve maximum straight-line speed at the fast Monza circuit. As he approached the Parabolica corner, his car swerved violently to the left and crashed into the guardrails. Investigations later suggested that a failure of the right front brake shaft caused the car to go out of control. A significant contributing factor to his death was the inadequately installed guardrails at the time, which gave way on impact. Furthermore, Rindt had a habit of not fully securing his harness by leaving the crotch straps unbuckled, believing it would allow for a quicker escape in case of fire. Upon impact, he slid down in the cockpit, and the lap belts caused severe throat injuries, which proved fatal. He was pronounced dead en route to the hospital. Despite his tragic passing before the end of the season, Rindt had accumulated such a significant points lead, winning 5 of the first 9 races, that none of his rivals could surpass his total in the remaining races. As a result, Jochen Rindt was honored with the 1970 Formula One World Champion, a unique and somber event in the history of the sport. His death, along with others in that era, significantly pushed for greater safety measures in Formula One. At number 1, we got the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix tragedy. Held at the Imola circuit in Italy, is widely regarded as one of the darkest weekends in Formula One history due to the tragic deaths of 2 drivers, Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna. Roland Ratzenberger, an Austrian rookie driver for the Simtech team, was killed during the second qualifying session on Saturday, April 30, 1994. Earlier in the session, he had gone off track, which is believed to have damaged his front wing. Despite this, he continued on another fast lap. As he approached the high-speed corner, the damaged front wing broke off and became lodged under his car, rendering him unable to steer or brake effectively. His car crashed head-on into an unprotected concrete barrier at an estimated 314 km/h. The impact was devastating, and Ratzenberger suffered multiple injuries. His death was the first during a Formula One race weekend since 1982. Ayrton Senna, a 3-time Formula One world champion and one of the sport's greatest drivers, was deeply affected by Ratzenberger's death. He had even gone to the scene of the accident and then to the medical center to learn of Ratzenberger's condition. On Sunday, May 1, 1994, during the race itself, Senna, driving for the Williams Renault team, crashed on lap 7. While leading the race, his car failed to negotiate the high-speed corner and collided with a concrete barrier at approximately 233 km/h. Senna suffered severe head injuries and was airlifted to Maggiore Hospital in Bologna, where he was pronounced. A furled Austrian flag was found in his car, which he reportedly intended to wave in honor of Ratzenberger after the race. The deaths of Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna, along with other incidents during the same weekend, sent shockwaves through the world of motorsport. This tragic weekend acted as a powerful catalyst for significant and widespread changes in Formula One safety.